Had a lot of people ask me how to set up a nub pattern where they don't have a whole lot of 2x3 or 2x2 stuff. So the key to the nub pattern is that anything you are setting up with a nub on the center group needs filler on either side of it. So if you don't have a whole lot of those 2x3 or 2x2 buildings, eventually you'll run out of uh, nub material. So this is what your layout would look like. So in my city, I obviously have a pair of 2x3 here with 2x3 underneath it as well. But let's say I don't have any more 2x3. I've used all the 2x3 on these groups of nubs up here. So now I'm out of 2x3, but I still have 4x4 or 4x5 buildings left over. You would just adjust your bottom row height here and run those buildings continuous in this group. Put your, like if you have 4x6 stuff, that would go at the bottom of the row. You don't want it in this group because it will force you to extend this column longer than needed. So that would go at the bottom of the row. And this isn't going to hurt your efficiency, that this is expected to be connected on 4 sides and you're accomplishing that. So it's not going to hurt your efficiency. You're going to end up using more roads, obviously, because it's connected on a longer face. But if you don't have material to insulate these with a nub pattern, that's kind of inevitable, right? If I don't have another 2x3 to put in here, you're going to end up with something like that, if that makes sense. Another thing to think about is grouping buildings that you'll potentially be getting rid of soon. Like if you have Kettlebell Candy, you probably won't need that for very much longer. This would be at the bottom. If you have Stage of Ages or like the old school plazas, if you don't need the troops, those could probably get replaced with stuff like Gators or Neo buildings as you accumulate those. So that way this bottom group is kind of flexible vertically. You can replace the inside dimensions with 3x3 instead of 4x4. And then this bottom group is obviously flexible as well. Also flexible this direction. So if you get a bunch of Theta, store a couple Stage of Ages, you can compress this group and plant more Theta, if that makes sense. Same pattern though, just put your very largest buildings at the end of this road and connect it by one road. For the center group, ideally you're using 6x4 buildings that are 4 squares deep plus buildings that are 5 squares deep. So here you can see I've got 5 deep, 4 deep, connected by one road. That's kind of ideal. You can do the same pattern with 5 deep and 6 deep, but it does increase this internal row height. So if you do have 6 deep stuff, I would actually put it at this bottom group and just connect it along the full side. It's like I said, it's not going to hurt your efficiency. You will end up using more roads, but the roads that you're using on this internal group are over 100% efficient. So this isn't going to penalize you at all. You'll just maintain that same efficiency, if that makes sense. I think the goal eventually is to even get rid of any of these road buildings. And I mean, Gator and Jester are pretty good, but the way that Roadless is going, you'll eventually want to be able to unravel this entire bottom row, if that makes sense.